Hello everybody, my name is Will, and welcome back to Sprocket. Today, we're going to be designing a tank very much from the French book, which is hit and miss at the best of times. Today, we're going to be designing a cone tank, so something that is a little bit more this era, to be entirely honest. And, you know, there's been a couple of fixes in the latest patch to do with complex armor structures, and what's more complex than cone? Anyway, without further ado, let's get designing cone, and it'll hopefully become self-explanatory what I mean by that. And welcome to the time-lapse in which we build a cone tank. I'm sure most of you, to be entirely honest, know what I mean by a cone tank. It's the FCM36. This is one of my tanks of all time. I really like the FCM36. It's just ridiculous, and I think it's quite telling of the kind of things that people were trying to just kind of work out what the tank was gonna be for. It's an interesting bit of history, this thing, and also kind of hard to make look good in Sprocket, as I learned. Now, I do have a potential idea to revisit this at some point. It's going to be difficult to make an entire video out of it, but the Germans, turns out, they got They got their hands on a couple of these things during the Second World War, as they did with a lot of French armor for some reason. And they ended up putting a Pak 40 onto this, which, if you don't know your anti-tank guns, that is a 75mm anti-tank cannon, the kind of gun that was arming even the Marder 3. So that's quite a significant artillery unit to put on a tank of this scale. This is a very, very small tank. The one in real life is only 13.5 tons. It's not a lot at all. And yeah, to fit a Pak 40 on there, they had to put basically a bathtub on top, which is one of the methods of getting an anti-tank gun on there. We can all admit that every single country did something a little bit silly with how to get an anti-tank gun on a small hull. Britain decided to put the entire tank backwards for one of them. So, you know, putting a bathtub on top of one, not the weirdest thing that's ever been done. There's actually one of these FCM36s on that topic surviving, apparently, according to the Wikipedia article, at the Museum in France. I'm not pronouncing that in a million years. It's apparently running, which is very cool to see. It's the one reason I might go to France. These things they're just cute. They are just cute and fun, and you can get them in a lot of games, and in almost every single game they are particularly useless. If I'm remembering my War Thunder from back when I actually played it, I think this thing got added to the French tree when it was first introduced, and then immediately removed because it was so useless, if I'm not mistaken. It got like an APCR round with like 30 whole millimeters of penetration, which is quite funny because APCR is, you know, meant to be the good penetration round. I don't know. These things are absolutely ridiculous. And while we don't build an exact replica of the FCM36, this is fairly similar to it. And to be honest, I don't see enough of these things around. I do see, a fair few cone tanks, because it's just good fun to just do something completely out of the box like this. But I just love the design era of just make it work no matter what. We have no idea whether it's the right thing to do, but we're gonna do it anyway. It's a good little energy, but that's all I can think about talking about the FCM36. I am extremely exhausted recording this one, so if anything looks a little bit off on this tank, then it's because I've not had a huge amount of sleep the last few days. I cannot lie. So, you know, it is what it is. I've not been home. I've been away, which is also kind of why there have not been many videos this week. We've been doing a little bit more in the way of diversifying the content as well. There's From the Depths is now a game that I'm doing if you've not been keeping up with that, and so it's been even longer since we last uploaded a Sprocket video. It was towards the middle of January, and now we're stepping our way through February slowly, so definitely I don't know, I'd like to do a couple more Sprocket things, but it also feels like a lot of the time I'm just going over topics I've already done when I try and build things, so I want to avoid just repeating designs that I've done before wherever possible. This I have done before, but I believe last time we built that it was like 2021 or something. Yeah, so the last time we built a cone tank was, yeah, September 2021. So it's been coming up on 4 years this year that we have been since we built. I think that's an acceptable amount of time to to leave in between cone tanks, to be entirely honest. I've built, obviously, the Frink fairly recently. Maybe it's reasonable to say that I should put the Frink turret on this thing. It would probably be the size of this entire tank, just the turret of the Frink, to be entirely honest. Bearing in mind, the Frink had 11 crew, half of them turned into beans forcefully, but this thing has 2 crew members, and they don't exactly have the most room either inside of this thing. It is fairly cramped, even with only 2 guys inside, so you're not going to get a practical tank much smaller than this, and calling this a practical tank is perhaps a little bit of, you know, stretching the imagination. We end up with, I think, the best version of this tank gets like 36 millimeters of penetration. I could go ahead and put like a massive gun on this, but frankly, with the crew and the layout that they are, it's never going to be practical. The driver is stood directly behind the gun breech, so you can imagine that the gun breech has to be short enough that when it recoils, it doesn't just cave in his sternum. It's probably not the most comforting thing to stand behind while it's firing away, especially as at like peak rate of fire, this thing can launch a shot every 2 odd seconds. It's got a pretty damn good reload on this 37mm gun as a result of the fact that the shells probably weigh, what, a couple of grams? It's okay, maybe not a couple of grams, but can't exactly be heavy. You know, you could eat one. What? That is such a terrible way to phrase the size of something. You could eat one of these shells if you so desired. You can eat anything once. That's what my mama always told me. We're going to put the turret on this tank now before I tell you guys to eat anything else that is just frankly not edible. Do not suggest eating shells for tanks. Generally not so great for the dentures. There is the cone. The cone is finally being put on, and I do end up making the turret a fair bit bigger than this. You can see it doesn't quite go to the edge of the hull, and it looks just a little bit ridiculous, but I think I did a fairly good job in capturing the energy of the FCM-36 turret. Obviously, if you guys want a chance at doing your own upgrades to this or playing around with the hull and putting on a different turret or whatever, you can download this thing as per usual in my Discord, which is linked in the description. It'll be in the tank repository as and when I remember to actually put it in there. If I haven't put it in there, I'm guaranteeing you that oh god, the English language does not come quickly to me. I guarantee you somebody will have already pestered me for it, but feel free to just join in, because, you know, I guess that's what I encourage in my own Discord, is people annoying me. I probably shouldn't encourage that, but yeah, whatever. You can see a couple of times I tweaked the entire dimensions of the hull. You know, I changed it to be a little bit taller. I changed my mind. I decided to tweak it to be a little bit shorter. I just gave it Mickey Mouse ears, but that's actually like, I don't know if I want to call them hatches or whatever these things are, but they're there on the Rille FCM-36 turret, or at least the image that I was looking at. There seemed to be a lot of different, like, variants of this thing that you guys can find on the internet, like weird different types of side skirts going on. I think these were kind of just built as and how they could build them without too much care for being consistent between individual units of the tank. They did build 100 of these things, which is surprising to me, to be entirely honest. Yeah, but I don't believe they were hugely successful. As with, honestly, a lot of these early French tanks, you know, fundamentally, there have been tank designs that were worse than some of the French designs of this day, but not many were probably built in this many numbers that were as bad as the FCM 36, just in terms of being a practical tank. Like, 2 people is not enough people to operate a tank. It's just not. And so, while obviously you have these big success stories of the, you know, the Sharby one, hell, even the Matilda Mark 1 has some big success stories, I have yet to hear any about the FCM 36. Perhaps there is one out there. Perhaps there's a great battle in which the FCM 36 played a pivotal role in achieving victory, but if you guys know anything about World War II, you know, when it comes to France, pivotal victories tend not to be the way it goes. But, you know, it is what it is. And I know, as a fact, that probably a couple of you at this point have left a comment to build an ARL 44 even. But I don't know. I don't know if that tank is really something that's interesting enough to build in Sprocket, but you'll have to let me know. Anyway, this is pretty much the finished product now, so let's go and take it out for a test drive and see if it can win some scenarios. And here is the finished product, much to, I'm sure, many people's fear. This is, in fact, all that this tank gets for a gun. You might be thinking, yeah, where's the rest of it gone? That's a very good question. It just kind of stops. This does not have a lot of punch to it. This goes through an entire 28 millimeters of armor. I genuinely don't know if we will be able to beat Junes in this tank. It's terrible. It is a terrible tank. You might think, wow, look at that. 1.45 second travel time, only a 2-second reload. That's got to be pretty quick. There's only 2 people in this tank, which means that the gunner, when he's aiming, has to swap roles to load the gun again. So the reload time is actually quite a lot longer, as you can see. So, to sum up what this tank does, it's not particularly quick. It is not particularly good firepower-wise. It's not particularly well armored. It doesn't reload particularly quickly, and if it's hit, it doesn't really have much to defend itself. So, with that said, I am going to proceed to attempt to beat Junes, and I have very little expectation. I will also fix the facts. Yeah, sure, I'll fix the facts. Why not? Okay, I've fixed the facts. As you can see, the gun no longer clips into itself. There is a little bit of funkiness when you aim down like this, but just don't worry about it too much. It's fine. The mantler and the front of the turret is quite thick. The front of the hull, yeah, it's alright, but the sides and the back, not too great. The gun depression is really good. It has 15 degrees of gun depression, so we can aim all the way over hills, and we're going to be using that to hopefully the best of our abilities. Let's see how we do. Okay, I am not hugely confident. How many of these do we get? We get 4. Okay, we are going to be outnumbered here, which is not amazing. This isn't a hugely heavy tank. It only weighs 12.7 tons, so that's pretty light as tanks go. We shouldn't struggle too much with the Bennetts, because I believe they only have 10, 15 odd millimeters of armor. Oh, that was a pathetic miss. Okay, You there. Let's see. So we got to remember that the mantler is quite a lot higher than where the actual gun is. That was a terrible miss. Hi, bud. You are just so well armored compared to what we can go through. I don't really have a course of action planned out for right now. I think we're just going to continue to wing it and see what happens. There's not even a... Okay. I was going to say there's not really even a point in shooting that guy, and then he shot me. This is not the easiest gun to aim in the world. Come on. Surely we can kill one enemy tank. That seems like we should be able to do that. We do also have very, very good gun aiming speeds. That's something that's quite good. Look, up and down. We're basically stabilized. Horizontally, yeah, not so much. Please die. Oh, it bounced off. No. Get back. They can see my cone. I can't hide. I'm built like a skyscraper. I can't do anything about it. Luckily, even though they look like they're going through, they're only going through the add-on pieces that we have there, which means the internals are actually okay. There's absolutely no hiding. We need to see if we can get into a spot where we can just hide from these guys and get a slightly better position, because this isn't working particularly well right now. I am currently the most exposed that I'm probably going to be. I'm just hoping that they don't think I'm moving very quickly. We're moving a whole 12 miles an hour. That's throwing them off. There are so many bullet holes in the front of this tank. Honestly, we might be better off just firing the machine gun at them at this rate, but we're going to see what we can do. We can probably hit that guy. We can probably hit that guy there if we aim even higher. There goes our gun. Darn it! Oh, we killed one! We killed one! Okay. I mean, our entire line of tanks is gone, but we killed one? That's not bad, is it? After a serious amount of work, as you can clearly tell, the Cone Lad has been upgraded. We now have a V6 rather than a V4 engine. We also have a slightly longer shell. This guy, just don't worry about his torso. That's it. The game lets me do it, therefore it must be fine. What is going on over there? Okay, mysterious distance ammo rack has been removed. Oh, I've accidentally cloned my driver. And where was I? I got very distracted. We also have a whole 2 extra centimeters on the gun. That's really going to do the work. Puts us up to 36 whole millimeters of penetration. Let's see how we do. Yeah. As you can tell, the speed is vastly increased. We're going an extra 2 whole miles an hour. 2 centimeters, 2 miles an hour. It all adds up. Oh, a dastardly first hit from my side. We've taken out one of the enemy tanks there. If I aim roughly there, look at that. I even think that went through the enemy's armor. That is something you can't take for granted when you're driving one of these. We're dead, but we took out potentially a whole 2 enemy tanks. Oh god, 2 friendlies are dead. The number 2 is coming up quite. 3 friendlies are now dead. They have equalized the numbers in this fight already. It's not going spectacularly. Oh, hang on, that's interesting. Did I just see... Huh. Okay. Yeah, well, he's not assigned to the turret, is he? Here we go. Come on. Fantastic things lie ahead for... Oh, God. Fantastic things lie ahead for this tank crew if they can pull this off. Oh, no. That's not good. Come on. Aim the gun. Aim the gun. That devastating hit on the enemy took it out. There we go. We got this guy here. That seems to have... I mean, he's on fire. That's probably gonna hurt, I assume. Oh my gosh, look at the size of the holes that he's leaving. He's going clean through one side and straight out the other. That's fine. That's... I'm sure that's fine. Hello. Come on. If I just... Oh, right in the side of the turret. I think that might have even gone through, you know. We are currently not doing too badly, all things considered. You there. Stop. Okay. He has stopped. Good, 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 good. You can also stop. There we go. Please. How many more of these enemies am I going to have to kill? I don't know how much more I have left in me. I can't kill the Alan. There's absolutely zero chance that I kill the Alan. Can I kill the Hennemore? I think I can. Just, it needs to be like the... Oh! 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 We won! Okay, I mean, that's a legal victory if I've ever seen one. Like, their most powerful tanks remain alive, but I am getting out of here. Getting out of Dodge before they can kill us. I don't want anything to do with that guy. So, I thought since we kind of beat Junes quicker than I expected, we'd give a quick chance at, you know, fields. So, let's see how this goes. As you can see, I've made absolutely no modifications to this tank in order to take on fields. We're just going to kind of see how this goes. I am flanking up to the hill. I'm going to try and take these heavy tanks by surprise. Obviously, they're going to be the big threat because we're going to have to do some crazy maneuvering to get behind them. There's no way we're going to go through the front of those things. First heavy tank is just over this hill. We're going to charge at him, and we're just going to have to believe in the might of the Cone Lad. I reckon we got this. I reckon we'll be fine. Don't think about it too much, and everything will just be a-okay. It was not okay. What is going on back here? Come on, guys. There's a war going on. You've got to get out there. We need people going over the trenches. This is a nightmare out in the field. Maybe we can kill a light tank. Just maybe. Oh, well, I mean, one's down. That's as much of a win as anything, really, isn't it? One single kill. I'm going to call that absolute success. There's so many Cone Lads in this fight. I cannot express how many pillars of fire there are coming from everywhere, and yet more come out of the woodwork like termites. It's absolutely ridiculous, but I am all here for it. Come on, light tanks. You can run, but you can't hide. We will find you. Uh-oh. I think in my hunt for light tanks, I've found heavy tanks. I don't really like my odds. No! These guys are valiantly charging. No, don't do that. What are you doing? Get out of my way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I feel like... Oh, God. Get out of the way! Thank you. Whoever's driving that tank, thank you so much. We've just got to go for it here and hope that this guy is going to let us get a side shot, because otherwise we have no chance. Uh-oh. I mean, this isn't good. No. Friendly fire! Someone got him! Wait. Turn the turret, quick, come on! No. Why are you still turning the turret? Okay, my crew is burning out. They've lost all sense. Move. We gotta do something. No. Just shmove it. Over the hill. You'll be fine. Just don't think about it. Don't think about it and you'll be okay. Don't think about it. Okay, maybe think about it just a little bit. Oh. No. Oh, God. Run. Please, no. Have mercy. Honest. I'm not evil. I'm just a little guy. I won't drop good items. I'm level 1. Hello. Uh-oh. No. Just run for the hills. Run for the hills, little cone boy. I believe. Oh, God. There you go. Take that. Yeah. No. Uh-oh. Suddenly I'm very slow and I feel very vulnerable. There we go. No, that's not gone through either. That also hasn't gone through. You know, 2 seconds ago I said I believe. I'm starting to struggle to believe. Ooh, we're very, very, very close to this guy. If we can just kind of drive by. I think that just bounced off the flat rear armor of that tank. Come on! Die! These guys are just... I have a feeling, for some reason, our little 37mm cannon with, like, 30mm of penetration isn't doing the world's most fantastic job. If we just hide here, will you team kill? Maybe? Uh-oh. No. Right, well, I mean, I believe this was inevitable, so I think we'll call it here. If you enjoyed this one, please do leave a like, comment, and or subscribe, and leave suggestions in the comment section below what you want to see next, or you can join my Discord server. There'll be a link in the description. You can head over to the Tank Suggestions channel, and you can leave stuff in there, and I'll either do it, or I'll completely ignore it and do this, which literally no one suggested, but I wanted to do it, so now... it's here. It's been created. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. And as always, a huge thank you to YouTube super supporters Yoki, Corvoid, Prince Casper 33, Flimsy Steve, Proto Series 1000, Eldoge, YT 3744, Marlon Gweck, Cruiser 25, Cody Fox, Peter Holmes, Peter Seifert, Camjam 135, Stug 3, and Terra. And a huge thank you to all the regular tier supporters as well.